Welcome to Velpro. I'm Bob. Those are canned birds. This is my juice. Okay, let's get to work. Today we're going to talk about vegetarianism, genetics, and depression. Now, I'm going to introduce this word. Epigenetics refers to diet, stress, sleep, and other environmental conditions that can turn on and off genes. Epigenetics, I'll leave a link, but we can learn to control our intake of pesticides, fertilizers, and other toxins, especially fertilizers and pesticides found in certain foods by awareness. And by doing that, we will actually mitigate certain conditions. I'll talk about that in the future in a chapter called Real Foods, and I'll leave that there for now. Now, we know that depression and omega-3 have a correlation, and this is a can of sardines, which is just rich in omega-3. So we also know that things like dark chocolate can cheer you up, and in my case, I'll go for the milk chocolate. I'm sorry, but I just like milk chocolate. And those things definitely can help. Now, the vitamin D and micronutrients found in milk are also good for our brain. And I already left a story on dairy in the advanced nutrition for your consideration. So we know that depression, the highest levels of depression are found amongst vegetarians. Now, there's the link, the correlation between being a vegan and depression is real, and there's a link below for you to see. Your genetic makeup doesn't have to control your future or how you feel. You know, we have cravings and we have certain things we want to eat, and our body will help us if we listen. Sometimes, I eat a lot of live food. This is loaded with living enzymes, and they go to work in your system instantly, almost instantly, very quickly. Now, if your parents had diabetes or your grandparents suffer from arthritic conditions or some kind of condition, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, because we have advanced nutrition and advanced knowledge, and we can help control our diets by eliminating things that affect us, such as, in my case, shellfish. My grandmother had gout. Now, I don't know if there's a correlation, but it appears that it could jump generations. Now, in my case, that may be the case, and a couple of my brothers also suffer the condition if they eat the wrong things. But when they don't, they're perfectly fine. So, by controlling our diets, we can control our general health. Avoiding processed foods is a key, and again, I'll talk about that in the Real Foods chapter. You don't have to be heavy or skinny. You can look pretty much the way you want. We have a limit, but I'll never be Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I would like to build a little bit more muscle and that kind of thing. I'm the boss of that, and if I really was serious, I'd be pumping iron instead of talking to you. We have genetic predispositions to food. Now, here is a cool word, nutrigenomics. Now, nutrigenomics is how food and the amount of food we eat and consume affects our genes and how those nutrients trigger and turn on and off different genetic material. Broccoli, for example, can turn on and off bad genes. Turn off bad genes. And I'm going to leave a link for broccoli because it's incredible stuff, and I never did a story on it. So I'll just leave a link. Food is more than calories. The source is everything. For example, a brownie at 80 calories and an apple at 80 calories aren't the same. The apple is a living organism and the brownie is sugar and other yummy things. But it's not going, just because it's 80 calories doesn't mean our body sees it just as 80 calories. That apple actually is benefiting us. Cyclists focus too much on starches and carbs. Now, at the same time, you can get those same carbs and calories from a fruit, vegetable cocktail. Now, I start with about half apple, and the rest is half carrot, and the rest will be apple, pear, a green pepper, and a cucumber. So I usually have those kind of combinations. Depends what's on sale. Anyway, genetics is a fact, and we can tailor our diet to compensate. And I found that some fruit juice cocktail is very good for me. And I don't tell people how to eat, and if you want to be a vegetarian, that's great, but I can't, I don't know how, so there it is. For example, food controls our bodies. I know when I have a glass of milk what I'm adding into it pretty much. And I can't find it anywhere else. And it's in dairy. If you can find in the chapter in dairy in advanced nutrition, because not only mood, stability, and general health is all controlled by what we consume. And if you look at the primates, they eat grubs and ants and other sources of protein. So some apes are meat eaters. So it's not abnormal in the primate family at all. In fact, it's perfectly normal. And I believe we were designed to consume a bit of everything. And the omega-3 found in these sardines, I challenge you to find it elsewhere. So I'm going to get going with that. I will leave links to the topics we covered. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.